Alright lads, welcome to my ultimate raiding UI interface guide. In this video, the first part we're going to go through how to create your UI very organised and clean. Then we're going to go through all the useful add-ons that you should be downloading and installing, how what they do, how to use them, how to configure them, that kind of thing. So this is generally what the default interface looks like. At the moment I'm using an interface overhaul add-on, but for this video I've just taken it off. So you have your unit frames right at the top here, and that's kind of irritating, and you have your bars down there. What you want to obviously look at when you're playing this game is your action bars and the unit frames. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the unit frames to the action bars, so we're only looking at one place. You don't want to be looking up and down the screen all the time. The only time you want to look up the screen is when you're looking at what the hell's going on in the encounter. So what you're going to do is you're going to type /move, and you're going to go to where your unit frames are. So that's going to be the player bit, and then this add-on, you can literally just move anything wherever you want. So I'm going to have to target something. Target this. Get it. Well, you get it wherever you want, obviously. But when you have your unit frames down here, it's just a lot better. It's 10 times better because you just don't have to be looking at like two places on the screen. And to reset, just to take it off, you right click the boxes, and there you go. You've got like already you've got an even cleaner UI. You may also want to move the map. It's not essential. You don't need to be looking at it like in the middle of a boss, but it is possible to move it. You just go to the mini map here, move it, and I like to move it into this corner here. And along with you're gonna have to move your buffs as well. Oh, actually, sometimes I just keep the buffs up there. You don't really need to be looking at. Well, sometimes you do need to look at them, but you might find an easy way to keep track of them. The second add-on, which is going to clean your UI a lot, is called Bartender. So, once you download it, you type /BT, not the gas, and here you have the configuration for it. Obviously, you have a number of bars. You can get rid of the art. I don't like using the art, so you can get rid of that. And you can move the bars literally wherever you want. So and there's also key bindings. To move it, you want to click. I don't know. I think there is a way in the interface, but I just normally click the add-on. You can move the interface bars wherever you want. At the moment, they're pretty much perfect. But you can move the bag bar, the micro bar a little bit out the way. You can have like if you go into the interface here, you can have like a little box. So is that bar one there? What is that? Anyway, let's try. So you can reduce the number of buttons there like that, and a rows. So you can have like a little box, and then you can. Sometimes it's just a bit more tidier if you have it in a little box like this. Obviously not right up there, but you just have it in a little box. I've seen some people just have like a little box, and that's it. That's all they use. They don't use bars going across the screen. They just have a little box like that. And that's pretty much the end of the first section. Obviously, you can use your own unit frame add-ons if you like. At the moment, I'm using Supervillain UI, which is a complete overall add-on, and I can set it up like this. It's just perfect. It's basically like has Moveanything integrated into the actual add-on. But yeah, Bartender and Moveanything are definitely the add-ons which are going to make your UI clean as this. So, oh, hang on, I helped this guy out before. There we go. I think he's running away from my mob. Literally, this guy asked me, how do you link stuff? That's how much of a noob he is. Anyway, as you can see, everything is in the bottom of the screen. So, when my eyes are going to be focused on the bottom of the screen, and they're going to be focused on top of the screen when I'm dealing with the encounter. Another important thing, like you can see I have only like a certain amount of spells there. The thing is, like, you don't generally need to see all the spells, if you know what I mean. You can keep them hidden. With Bartender, you can just like say if I enable a bar, let's enable one that's actually got something on it. So this bar here, it has a lot of stuff on it. It can have like 12 keybinds on it, but what you can do is you can just make it disappear like that, so you can still use it, but it's not visible, so it just keeps your UI even cleaner. So the first raiding your add-on you're gonna have before you even look at anything else on Curse Client is Deadly Boss Modes. You can see it's kind of displaying in a default mode right now. It tells you loads of stuff about raiding, like when timings of when I know, say for instance, big damage is going to occur, so you know precisely when to use your cooldowns to mitigate that damage, or when an event is about to occur, so to like jump the hell out of some fire, you know, that kind of thing. A very important thing to know about Deadly Boss Mode is you can move where all the events occur. So here are the bars, you know, the timings for everything. So this is like stuff coming in the far future. This is stuff coming in the near future. And, you know, you can just move them to wherever you want, because normally it's just like really in your face and it's covers up the entire screen. And at the end of the day, when you're raiding, you don't want your whole screen to be covered with just loads of stuff telling you how to raid. I mean, you want to be able to enjoy the beauty of the raid boss, you know, the fire, the effects, the spell effects, the actual ugliness of the boss himself, you know, you know what I mean. To move him around, you just type /dbm, and, you know, you can move the bars like this by clicking Move Me. And the raid warnings, I think you can move these as well. So this is when you know, something that is about to occur, like something like raid warning. You can put it low, nice and low, so it doesn't cover up your screen. Now put it wherever you want, just make sure it doesn't overlap on anything, because then it starts to look really messy, because these bars will go quite far down. Another great thing, it also kind of helps you keep your UI really clean. It's an add-on which it's called Tellmewhen, and what it does is it tracks buffs, cooldowns and procs, so you know when your proc has occurred, you know when you can use something on cooldown, or you know when you've got a certain kind of buff. It basically tells you everything you need to know. So for instance, I'm going to cast what's it called, Russian Jade Wind, and as you can see this little timer thing, it's going to tell me precisely when it's going to I can use it again. You know, obviously I don't have to stare right down at the action bar for that. If I go over here and generate some chi, oh my god, I didn't generate the chi. I need a mob quickly. I'm going to generate some chi, hopefully. Right, I'm going to pop guard. As you can see, guard isn't on my bars, but it's there. I can track when I have guard. And, you know, that is a really good damage mitigation buff. So this is how you set up Tellmewhen. You type /Tellmewhen, and you right click these icons. Let's set up, I don't know, what's this buff called? Legacy of the White Tiger. So you go to buff or debuff, there's loads of other things. You type in what it is, so legacy, and then it will normally appear with the right ID. And, you know, show timer text, that normally helps out. I'm going to type /Tellmewhen again, and as you can see, it's up. I'm going to dispel it and press the keybind for it, and it should just come up. There you go. And the add-on is literally just as simple as that. You can also tell the add-on when to occur, like when this buff is at a certain duration. Something will flash up to remind you to refresh it, like Flame Shock or something like that. Probably the add-on which every normal person who raids use is called Recount. Now what Recount does is it tracks your DPS, your healing PS, basically tells you how well you're doing. So to load it, you're going to type /Recount show, and I have a damage meter from, like, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was farming Apexis crystals. So as you can see, here's my damage. I wasn't doing that well, but I am a tank. So what it does effectively is it shows you your DPS and the percentage of you know, how much you contributed to the entire group's DPS. There's a lot of things you can track, like what is doing the most damage in your rotation. You can track. There's loads of other things like dispels, all that kind of stuff. Dot activity. Don't know what half of this stuff means, to be honest, but you know, it basically shows you what's going on mathematically in your encounters. Very easily move it around by dragging this red bar, keep it nice and tucked away and tidy. I normally hide it, and I get the, you know, because it takes up a lot of space. I see a lot of raiders who just have it out all the time. What I do is I just cross it off when I'm ever in an encounter and type /Recount show at the end to see how well I did. The last add-on I can recommend is called Tidy Plates. And as you can see, this frame against this whatever it is, it's a wolf and it's or a coyote. It looks a lot different to the normal one, and it looks beautiful. Let's be honest. Tidy Plates is definitely a great add-on to have to keep your UI nice and clean, and the default frames just kind of look ugly, and you know, it just makes it look a bit more beautiful. And that, lads, is where I'm going to end the guide. You may be thinking, oh, hang on, there are a load of other useful raiding add-ons that you can use, but the thing is, what I really dislike is having an interface full of crap, okay? You know, people have something, you know, add-ons to track threats and all these little, like, tiny mechanics in the game, and I don't think it's that essential. Really, deadly boss modes, definitely that's essential for your raiding. That's definitely going to save your life. Add-ons to track when you can increase your DPS, like Tellmewhen. That's definitely going to help and keep your interface nice and clean. End of the day, I mean, look how beautiful my interface is right now. Well, it's not beautiful. The interface isn't beautiful, but look at the game. Look how much of the game I can see. I can see this lake. I would probably move Tellmewhen a bit further down. I can if I want to, so I can see even more of my interface. This horrible thing, this objective thing, is really annoying. But I mean, look at my interface. It's just nice. It's beautiful. It's clean. In a raid, if I jumped into a raid right now, I'd be fine. I'd be able to down that boss easily with my interface right now. But anyway, lads, stay tuned. I have a PvP version of this guide coming out soon. I also have an add-on guide, which will literally just give you all the useful add-ons which are not raid specific, like garrison add-ons, tracking rare add-ons, all that kind of thing, all the useful stuff that you can use and that kind of thing. So anyway, lads, my name is the Metagoblin, and to my next video, ciao.